You are tuned into the Sajdah Saturday morning coffee talks where we talk about life, love, and business. I thought today we'd talk about this hot topic that's been floating around the motivational circles about repelling envy. So assalamu alaikum to everyone who's joined us so far. Brother Lamont, Brother Jamil, good morning, and assalamu alaikum, happy Saturday. In about a minute, we have a quick motivational video that I want you all to sit back and listen to and check out. Make sure that you all are registered for the New Year's Eve manifestation class. Good morning, Mom. Make sure you're registered for that. So click the link in the bio. Go and get registered. I don't want you to miss out. So many people missed out on the last master class. And it was so funny because folks was like, let me in. That's my girl. I'm like, fool, it's virtual. Anyway, but I don't want you to miss out. We're going to do it from 7 to 9 p.m., 7 to 10 roughly, Central Time. We're going to talk about goal setting. We're going to talk about how to make 2022 a year of powerful manifestation for us. We're going to have a couple special guests. So it should be exciting. And then you can get off the phone and go do or get off the call and go do your countdown and all of that stuff. But from 7 to 10, we're going to lock in that mindset. Hey, assalamu alaikum, Brother Kevin. We're going to lock in that mindset at that time. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to listen to a quick motivational video about your power. It's called Your Power, and it's by a brother, Ben Lionel Scott. I don't know if you all know Ben. I be doing me, assalamu alaikum. So let's listen to that, and then we're going to get into this envy topic.
Let me speak to that person that
give me a thumbs up in the chat. Nubia Flow, greetings. If you can hear that, okay.
This is $1 bill. Now, if I go to the store and there's something for 90 cents, can I buy it with this $1 bill? Okay, all right. So if I go to the store and there's something for 85 cents and after tax it ends up being 96 cents, can I buy it with this $1 bill? Okay, all right. So what if I ball the $1 bill up? Think about it now. Like I just balled the $1 bill up. Like so it can't be worth $1 now. It's probably worth like 95 cents, right? How much do you think it's worth? $1. Listen, y'all gotta pay attention. I just balled it up. So clearly it's not worth $1 anymore. All right, so maybe, what if I step on it? What if I stomp it? I just stomped it. How much is it worth now? Maybe 65 cents, 68 cents? It's still worth $1? Okay, what if I ball it up? What if I stomp on it and then I put it in the trash can and it's in here with some trash and it's around some beer and some gum and a bunch of other nasty stuff and some guy off the street pulls the $1 out, unfolds it. How much is it worth now? Maybe 82 cents? And come on, at least 92 cents? It's okay, all right, so what if I ball it up? What if I step on it? What if I put it in trash and then, watch this, I tear it in half? Think about it now, right? How much is it worth now? $1? I can tape it? Whoa. Wait. Wait a second. I just balled it up. I just stepped on it. I put it in trash. I pulled it out. Then I tore it in half. And you mean to tell me I can pick the $1 up, I can wipe it off, and I can put some tape around it, and it's still worth $1? Then why, if this $1 doesn't lose its worth or its value, then why do you feel like you lost your worth of value? Because many of you feel like you've been stepped on, you feel like you've been pushed aside, you feel like you've been abandoned, you feel like you've been talked about, you feel like you've been abused, like someone took from you, someone hurt you, somebody took advantage of you, and deep down inside your core, you feel like you've lost some of your value. And I am here to tell you today that this $1 still has worth and value because there are some men years ago who put value over this life. It says no matter what happens to it, it can still be taped back together. It can still be wiped off. And I am here to tell you that you were created and you're born that can happen that can take your worth and your value away. So what you got to do now is you got to pick yourself up. You got to dust yourself off and you got to keep moving.
Look, I'm here to tell y'all this morning that you have worth and value. Did y'all hear him talking about taking $1, balling it up and throwing it on the ground and asking the question, is it still worth $1? Putting it in the garbage next to trash, gum, beer bottles, mud, pull it out, dust it off. Is it still technically worth $1? And he talked about how so many of us have been pushed aside and set aside to the point where we no longer feel like we have value. We're in this media frenzy world that is ruled by the baseline mindset of Willie Lynch, where it's young against old, light against dark, fat against skinny, tall against short, all these comparisons, men against women. And so we start to feel like as we move into some of those less desired categories, maybe we get a little older, maybe we get a little heavier, maybe we don't feel the way we used to feel. We start to feel as if we don't have value. And I'm here to tell you that you always have value. What is decreasing and diminishing your value is the fact that you're comparing yourself to other people and giving those people more value over yourself. So this week, I get a lot of emails and stuff from the motivational circles out here. And one of the big hot topics that's now going around in different motivational circles is how to repel envy. And I said, And so I started digging into them a little bit. I spent some time last night just digging into the various videos and talks that were out there where people were talking about repelling envy. And I said, okay, this is interesting, because we all know the psychology of Islam as taught to us by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that we don't worry about those who are envious and jealous. We just continue to pray for more and more success. We continue to do well. I know for myself, the minister had told me personally to go to Surah 113, the dawn. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, say, I seek refuge in the Lord of the dawn, from the evil of that which he has created, and from the evil of intense darkness when it comes, and from the evil of those who cast evil suggestions in firm resolutions, and from the evil of the envier when he envies. So it starts off saying, say I seek, it's the Holy Quran. It starts off talking about, say I seek refuge. So learning to go to Allah, seek his safety net, seek his counsel when you start to pick up on signs of envy and jealousy. And everything that I seen out there was from, and there's so much more psychology in the Holy Quran about how to deal with envy, but we just dealt with that for a minute. But most of the psychology that I saw out there being passed around was based on what you do when you notice that somebody is envious of you. And I couldn't help but thinking, I said, you know what? The best way to not be an envious, or the best way to repel envy and jealousy, is to not be envious and jealous. So then I started thinking about it. I started going through their notes and saying, okay, what is making us such an envious and jealous society? Part of it is what I talked about. It's part of a psychology of control that has been used for many, 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 many centuries to control groups, to control mindsets, to make people feel insecure. It's the whole concept of obsessive comparison. And what has happened is that, and I loosely refer to it as like the Willie Lynch syndrome, but it actually existed long before Willie Lynch. But and you all can look that up on your own. I won't go into that. But part of what has, in my opinion, accelerated this whole tricknology of Willie Lynch and grafting of people, so that the people that remain are those who are more pliable and more plastic in mind and more moldable, is social media. And social media is such a good tool and a great tool, but it also is something that we should be mindful of learning how to manage. Because what happens is this same mindset is accelerated, it's exacerbated, and it's all over the place. It's all designed to graft and separate us, if you will. It's a tricknology. And I think also another thing that impacts it is this whole notion of 24-hour news, right? It don't take 24 hours to tell the same story over and over again. But that's what happens. 24 hours, then you get the talking heads who analyze it and go over it. Then you get the media spin that pulls it in together to get you to think a certain way about what really happened. So when you got the people talking over and over again, the analysis, the spin, and then you have the advertisers who then try to jump in there as well, the end product is no longer news. The end product is some kind of smorgasbord of tricknology designed to control our minds. It's not just the news anymore. And it's not just basic analysis of the news. So all of this type of information coming at us at once has, in my opinion, put us in a real insecure situation. Most of us are so insecure, and it's because we're being programmed to be insecure. We're being programmed to focus on information that does not matter. Information that in its development, in its core, is designed to make you feel different from the core group. And the core group don't necessarily have to be black or white. See, this is sort of like the new racism, right? It's all about how you think and how you conduct yourself and what you do. And then they put a little bit of fear in there. So I said, you know what, let's talk about, and I wrote this down, so I'm going to be going from some things I wrote down. But let's talk about the 10 steps that can help us as individuals overcome envy and guard against becoming envious. See, because whatever somebody else is, you can't really do nothing about it. You know, it's one thing to go, well, I can tell so-and-so is a hater and so-and-so is envious. Let me repel that. Let me get that person away from me. At the end of the day, can you do anything about it? Can you stop them from being racist? Can you stop them from being envious? Can you stop them from being mad at you? No. The only thing you can do is tone down your greatness. And one of the pieces of advice, I think it was from Bob Greene, he said, try not to look so perfect. And I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Okay, try not to look so perfect. That could be taken a number of ways. It can be taken where you say, okay, keep it more real. Don't present this poly-perfect thing because people are going to attack you and try to show that you're not perfect. But how smart is that? How smart is that? You can play down your accomplishments. You can not do as much. I mean, but that's not what we're about. We're about aligning and moving into our glory and into our purpose as individuals. So the psychology given to us by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is that what do? We increase our good. So we are who we are regardless of who you are. So we increase our good, right? And ultimately, in increasing our good, we are praying that Allah give us more and more blessings. See, he didn't say, pray that they stop being envious. The Holy Quran said, seek refuge in Allah against the envier when they envy. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, increase your goodness. The Holy Quran talks about that as well. Increase your goodness. Increase your kindness. Increase all the things about you that are good. And ask Allah to bless you with even more blessings. But what do you do if you're the one that's the envier and the hater? And what do you do in a world that is programmed or programming you and I, or trying to program you and I to be envious? What do you do? Well, here's the first thing. First thing I say, this goes above and beyond anything else. You better stay in a place of gratitude. I talk about this all the time. Take an inventory of your life. Get you a notebook and write down. You know, one of the things that I do the day before New Year's Eve is I end up filling up a whole notebook of things that I'm grateful for that current year. So by the time I sit down and create my goals and I start to move into manifestation, and we're going to talk about that in the Manifestation New Year's Eve party. We're going to talk about how do you match your mind with what it is that you want. See, because you can't be vibrating up here and what you want is vibrating over here and you think you're going to get it. You got a gap. So how do you match that? How do you take the goals that you put on paper and match it with a mindset that's going to get you there? One of the exercises we're going to talk about is how to use gratitude in order to do that. So we talked about in the Money Psychology Masterclass, when we don't hate in the Sajdah Circle of Winners. We don't hate. When we see somebody doing well, when we see somebody that we're proud of or that's doing so good, what do? We say, bless them. We're grateful. Whatever it is that we know we want, let's say you want a new house. Well, you should be riding around nice houses going, thank you. Thank you for them. Bless them. Send that person blessing. You want a new car? Every time you pass by, make a little game out of yourself. Every time you pass by a car that you want, see, because all you got to do is focus on it and all of a sudden you'll start seeing that car over and over again. That's how powerful your mind is. So if you want a red Mercedes-Benz, all of a sudden you'll start seeing red Mercedes-Benzes. Or at first you'll just start seeing a lot of red cars or a lot of Mercedes-Benzes. So what you do every time you see that is you say thank you. You bless the person that's driving you. So you push that envy out of you. You don't go and figure out how you can knock that person upside the head and take their car. You look at their car and you bless them. You see somebody on the side of the road that's broke down. If you don't have the ability to stop, as you pass them, say a prayer and bless them. Ask for their safety. You see something tragic that happens on the news, instead of gossiping about it and talking about it, take a minute and pray for that person's safety. So we seek refuge in the form of gratitude. That's first and foremost above these other things. Number one, stop comparing yourself to other people. See, God knew exactly what he was doing when he put you here on this planet. You may not feel like you're as smart as the next person. You may not feel like you're as handsome or fine as the next person. You may not feel a lot of things about yourself. But know this. There's value in you. And you are valued. So other people might throw you away. Other people might talk about you. Other people might say, I don't like him or her. Other people might say, just ignore them. So you being ignored, you being played like you don't matter. You being played like people are better than you. None of that matters in the eyes of God, because you have value. And you better walk through and stomp through this earth like the valuable person that you are. You get up, you hold your head up, because you know that you are of value. You got to know it like you know that you can hear my voice. You got to know it like you know that your heart is beating, that you have value. I don't care what nobody has done to you. There's some value in you. So we look for Allah in everything, and we look for Allah in every aspect of ourselves. So that whole mindset of comparison, going back to what we talked about, that whole Willie Lynch syndrome, right? Where people compare themselves. And the internet is bad. Got us messed up with that, man. We look at people on the internet and we say, look at her husband. Look at his wife. Look at her body. Look at what she got. And instead of blessing that person, see, when you feel that come up, bless them. Flip it to a blessing. But instead, we get all microaggressive towards one another. We do the fake compliment thing. We turn whatever they posted into gossip. We try to comb over their life and see how we can cancel them. As soon as something happened to them, we say, yep, I told you so. This is another little trick that we got to be careful of. When you see something bad that happens to somebody else, you try to justify it by saying, at least I don't have that. At least that ain't what's wrong with me. At least I don't have that problem. See, that ain't healthy neither. Bless that person. May you be blessed to overcome your shortcomings and whatever it is inside of you that puts you in that position. Or, you know what I do? I keep my vibration on. I, in particular, love to see successful black men. So black men that are on the internet talking and they're successful, I keep my vibration tuned to those types of men. And what I say is, oh Allah, make more of them. Make more of them that love our community. Make more of them that are millionaires and multimillionaires. Make more of them that are good husbands. Make more of them. So I'm tuning my vibration to something. Why? Because society is saying to me, their life ain't worth nothing. We can kill them and choke them out in the streets and y'all ain't gonna say nothing. We could make a mistake and think we tased them and be so careless, but we actually shot them and say, oh, I shot you. So all of that is devaluing the life of that person. So what I purposely do is I attune myself. I recalibrate myself towards the success of black men. And so if I'm scrolling the internet, I look at, when I see a brother talking about his blessings and how he overcame, regardless of what he looks like. He can have tattoos all over his face and his hair, but if I hear him talking about what he's been through and how well he's done, I stop and calibrate myself to that. See, that's using, and we're going to talk about that in the manifestation class, that's using thoughts and energy and images to adjust your vibration so that not only do you attract that into your life, but you exude that energy to those people that you are sending those blessings to. I hope I said that right. But stop comparing yourself to other people. This is the bad thing about not knowing our history, you see, because I say this all the time. You may not like your belly, but if you find out that you come from a descendant of great kings who had the same belly as you, you might be all right with the belly. You might not like your fat feet, but if you find out that you come from King Tut and he had fat feet, maybe it's okay. But when you don't know your history, all you can do is compare yourself to predators that are trying to make you feel bad about yourself. And when they make you feel bad about yourself, you start comparing yourself. like when you go throughout Africa, you see this surge of people taking lightning pills. And you have these beautiful African women with amazing African features who are lighter, 20 times lighter than me. And you're like, what? How'd you get like that? Because they're taking lightning pills. Because you've been taught to compare yourself to another person, and that programming has made you think this person's greater, this person's better. And then you say, well, let me see what I can do to be like that person. So comparing, stop comparing yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself to somebody who's younger, somebody who's older, somebody who's richer, somebody who's poorer, somebody who's more attractive. Don't do that. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Focus on you. Focus on bettering yourself. Focus on self-improvement. But comparison is the enemy, and it will definitely lead you into becoming an envious person. And that's what we're talking about today. Not only how do we repel envy, but how do we not become the envious, the jealous person, or the hater? How do we not do that? Stop comparing yourself. Because guess what? Just the way you are, there's somebody out there looking for somebody that looks just like you. There's somebody out there who finds you so beautiful and so attractive, even though you might look in the mirror and go, I see these flaws over here and I don't like this or that about myself. There's somebody who sees you and loves you and is interested in you to be your friend, to be your mate, to have you work with them, to be your business partner. So just go deeper and deeper and deeper into who you are. That's the idea. All right, here's the next one. Number 2, increase your knowledge. Sometimes we become envious and jealous and hateful because we're just stupid. We're just ignorant. We don't have the information. We have no idea what's going on. We see something and we just go, oh, I'm jealous of that person. Do you know how much that person may have paid to become who they are? What did they pay in terms of pain, in terms of suffering? You might see that sister walking down the street and you say, oh, she's so beautiful. I'm so jealous of her. But do you know she's holding her head up high? Maybe because she overcame abuse. Maybe because she's proud of herself because she's been working 24 hours a day to accomplish a particular goal. See, when you don't take that knowledge into consideration, you randomly make these comparisons that are really wrong. And they're really harmful. That's not right. So the first one is stop comparing yourself. You can put that in the chat. The second one is increase your knowledge. I wrote this quote down. Never criticize a man until you walked a mile in his moccasins. That's an American Indian or a Native American proverb. An original man proverb, really. But we have to stop that. We have to increase our knowledge. You don't know what that person has been through. I give you all information and game that I've already bought and paid for by my blood, sweat, and tears. So I hear people say, well, who she thinks she is having a master class, and who she thinks she is, teaching mental strategies. I'm teaching what I've already bought and paid for by my blood, sweat, tears, and sacrifice. And if I want to give it away, I can do that. All right. Here's number 3. Recognize and embrace your own individuality. Y'all know I've been talking for years about being your own authentic self. Being authentic, being who you are is critical. Find a way to discover and then ultimately monetize your authenticity. That's a whole class that I've taught. If you want to hear that, you can click the link in the bio. I did a whole radio show, a whole series on discovering and monetizing your authenticity. Why is that important? Because it's important that you can be yourself. See, because I say this over and over again, God had a reason for putting you on the planet. God said, I got something to say. And the way I'm going to say it visually looks like you. And the way I'm going to say it in an audio way sounds like you. You are an expression of Allah. And he has something he wanted to say when he put you on the planet. And so you are worthy. You are worthy. So who are you to turn God away? See, what you have to do, and we talked about this over and over again, seek refuge in Allah. You did not come with a manual, so seek refuge from the one who made you. Who made you the way you are? Why are you like that? What did you show up on the planet to do? And continue to increase in goodness. Continue to increase in flow. All the things that you want will come through your goodness, your niceness, your flow, your intellect. But you have to work on being your authentic self. Here's another quote. It is much more difficult to judge oneself than to judge others. If you succeed in judging yourself rightly, then you are indeed a man of true wisdom. So what does that mean? Judge yourself rightly. Focus on self-improvement. Go into your own self. And my mom always says, sweep around your own front door. What do you need to do better? Sometimes when you see something happen and you're in the middle of it, you need to ask yourself, what could I have done better in that situation? How could I have increased my levels of communication? Maybe I said something I shouldn't said. Maybe I did something I shouldn't have done. Maybe I should have said something, and maybe I should have done something. But what can I do to improve myself so that I recalibrate myself with a level of self-improvement that helps to enhance my community? What could I do better? So, authenticity, being your authentic self. Stop being fake. See, that's another thing that social media pushes us towards is fakeness. Where it's like, it's okay, you can be fake. I was at an event the other day and I was watching everybody taking all these photos with each other so that they could post them, and everybody had the perfect pose and the perfect smile, and everybody knew how to do all the moves and everything so that they could just appear so beautiful and so perfect on social media. And that's fine. You want to present yourself in a good way. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with looking good, smelling good, driving nice, and living nice. I don't see anything wrong with that at all. But we have to be focused on self-improvement, and we cannot be fake. Y'all heard me in the last masterclass, money hates hypocrisy. See, that's what we all out here really focused on is how do I get more money? How can I get me a mate? How can I get more of this or that? Stop being a hypocrite. Stop being fake about it. Stop acting like you don't want what you really do want. Anyway, here's number 4. Recognize that the success of others does not take away from your own success. There's enough success to go around. There's enough money and resources to go around. Right? There's enough of everything to go around. You don't have to act like just because they getting money or they getting attention that there's no more attention and no more money. That's a scarcity mindset. That's a poverty mindset. And when you walk around pole-mouthing like that, then what are you going to bring to yourself? Nothing. More poverty, more impoverishment, and ultimately more envy and more jealousy. See, you might just be a tweak away from having the same cash flow as the next person, a tweak away from having even more cash flow and more success and more love than the next person, but we're not measuring that because we know Allah rewards us when we line up with who it is that we are supposed to be. When we accept our own and we are ourselves, then we start to line up with blessings and line up with love and line up with all the things that we know that we deserve, that we believe are our inheritance. And then we can stop focusing on what the next person has and stop being envy and jealous See, when you meet somebody or you got somebody in your life that maybe has a better relationship with money, maybe just has a better relationship with love, who might be more in tune with their feelings, you know what you should be trying to do? You should be trying to talk to that person so you can try to pick up on that energy and recalibrate yourself. You should be saying to yourself, okay, what do I need to tweak? See, it's like playing a sport. You play tennis and you keep hitting the ball in the net. Your coach may tell you, bend your knees just a little bit. And then you'll get that ball up over the net. So bend your knees. Do a little bit more self-improvement and you will see all of these ways in which your life will start to improve. But recognize the success of other people does not impact your ability to be successful. I don't care if they come along and steal your business idea. I don't care. I've had so many people just take my stuff. They come along, they steal your business idea. It don't matter. It don't really matter, because what's for you is for you, and what's for me is for me, and there ain't nothing neither one of us can do about it. So let's get up off of that. Let me hurry up here. Number 5, learn from the haters. Don't hate, appreciate, and emulate. I heard a rapper say that when I was studying this, right? I mean, we have to study. We have to study successful people. What are the principles? That's why we talk about the mental strategies to help us navigate the world of business. Why do I talk about that? Because that's what we're missing. We go to school, we get all the technical things. We work a job. We learn how to check all the boxes. We're good at programming and putting everything together, but the mindset is where we're messed up. See, you can catch up on the technical, but the mindset is what needs work, because your mind is like plastic. It's moldable and it's shapeable, and there are people paying millions of dollars every single day to get access to your mind. And so you got to do the work on your mind, but it's mental strategies. I know some of the smartest people in the world, they just lame. They're addicted to sadness. They're depressed. They're just terrible to be around because everything is woe is me, and they feed off of the ego. That's not the vibration you want. You can't help nobody with that kind of vibration. You might think you are. You might think you're going through the motions. Oh, I'm helping. I'm your helper. I'm going to work it out. I'm going to support you. You can't really support somebody with that kind of low vibration like that. All you're going to do is make them sick just like you. Anyway, number 6 is find out what you can do better and how you can be better. Again, this is self-improvement. How can I be better? What can I do better? And you know what? You got to communicate that question. So if you're in a relationship, how can I be better? How can I be of better service to you? How can I, what do you want? That's one of the things that I ask my clients all the time. Or if somebody calls me and they start telling me about a scenario, as soon as I get on the phone, they jump in with, oh, this happened, that happened. And I say, okay, well, what do you want? It starts that simple. We're just defining what it is that you want. See, because when you know what you want and you got your eyes on your prize, no matter what's on that social media, all you're doing is looking to extract. Remember, looking for Allah in everything. So I'm looking to extract Allah and extract what I want out of every single thing that I see. What's the lesson for me? Why did I pass by this? Why did I see this? Why did I meet this person? What can I do better? Where is Allah in it? Number 7, work within your own limitations. Okay, look, I think it was Meek Mill. There's levels to this shit. So don't try to bypass several levels because you will teeter on becoming jealous or envious of somebody who's at another level. But again, you don't know what they paid to be on that level. You don't know what it cost them to be on that level. You don't know what they've been through. So work within your own limitations. Recognize the level that you are on. You can accelerate through many levels, but be happy about the level that you're on. See, I want to be a billionaire, but I'm not around here jealous of other billionaires. I'm real grateful for my level that I'm on right now. And I'm real grateful for what I've had to go through to get where I am now. And I'm real focused on what more I have to do to continue to increase and enhance who I am. Not because I want to be a billionaire. It's just one of the mental goals that I want to go through. I want to be able to say to other people, look, this is the mindset that I had to have in order to get here. That's what's important. It's helping us to have that manifestation mindset. You want a new car? What mindset do you need to have a new car? You want a new house? What is the mindset? You want a relationship? What is the mindset? What is the mindset? That's right. Billionaire is a side effect of the mastermind that I want to be able to develop in order to get there. That's the fun part. It's the journey. So we don't get jealous of people who are on another level from us. We just continue to improve and strive and put one foot in front of the other and know that we have value at this level that we're on, and we're not going to be the same person an hour from now that we are right now. We're not going to be the same person this afternoon that we are this morning. We're not going to be the same person tomorrow that we are today, because we are practicing micro levels of self-improvement. So you shouldn't even look the same tomorrow. When you look in the mirror and see yourself tomorrow morning, you shouldn't even look the same that you look as you look today. You should look different. Should be something about you that's better, that's improved, because of the micro levels of self-improvement that you are practicing throughout the day. Okay, number 8, stay focused on your goals. Remember I said you got to ask yourself, look in the mirror and say, what do I want? And answer back, I want such and such and such and such. I want this or that. Say to yourself what it is that you want. Write down what you want. Write it down. Say it to yourself. Start to make decisions that help you towards what it is that you want. So stay focused on your goals. We're going to talk about how to do that at the New Year's Eve manifestation party. It's more than just thinking on it all the time, but we're going to talk about how to even adjust our micro thoughts so that we learn how to change our entire vibration. I'm so sensitive about my vibration. I'm even careful about what I turn on the television, what I look at before I go to sleep. This is why I'm theatrically challenged, right? Because a lot of people watch television before they go to bed. But I'm trying to get my vibration right so that as I go into that stage of sleep, I'm producing. So when I wake up, I'm not the same person. But I can't go to sleep on a murderous video or a murderous movie, even though it might be a good movie, I don't know. I can't go to sleep on that and wake up at the levels of self-improvement that I want to wake up at. If I do accidentally do that, then I get myself up and I go to prayer. I keep a prayer rug right next to my bed so that if I have to get up and get on that prayer rug in the middle of the night because I woke up and recalibrate myself, then I do that. But you got to be real sensitive about your energy. Real sensitive. To the point where I'm even sensitive about my energy when I talk to other people. Careful about how I respond. Careful about the environment that I bring to the room. Careful about the energy I bring to the table. It's all those micro levels of self-improvement. Okay, that help us keep us focused on our goals. Okay, we got 2 more. Be happy for the hater and genuinely mean it. So when you meet somebody who's a hater, who's envious, who's jealous, don't sit up and focus on, well, how do I get rid of that person? What's wrong with them? See, because that could be you tomorrow. All you got to do is slip. And that's why when I saw this stuff floating around the internet on how to repel envy, I said, you know what? No. That's putting the focus on the hater or on the envious person. The focus needs to be on us. The focus needs to be on you. What do you do to move yourself to the next level, to pray for more good? How do you seek refuge in Allah against the envier when he envies? Not if he envies, when he envies. See, we used to live in a world where men didn't hate on women. But see, you got a whole new game now. You got men hating on women, women hating on men, young people hating on old people, poor people hating on rich people hating on poor people, people who can dance hating on people who can't dance, people who can't sing hating on people who can sing, people with bumps on their face hating on people without bumps on their face, people who are fat hating on people who are skinny. It's just a hater, envious type of comparative world that we live in. They should just start off all their posts going, okay, this is who I'm about to hate on. But it's crazy now, because back in the day, men didn't hate on women. Brothers will hate on a sister in a minute nowadays. That's a whole new game and a whole new topic. Whole new topic. I'm talking about us exuding love. See, love is the superpower. See, I like people in my life that love, and love loving. Because I'm the kind of person, I like to spoil people. I just love it. Whoever my man is out there, he already know he gonna be spoiled. He should just come to the table knowing I'm gonna be spoiled. Because that's who I am. So I'm careful. I know I can't do that with everybody, right? But that's who I am, because I want you to experience more love as a result of being in a relationship with me. If you're my friend, I want you to experience more love. That's what I get off on. Loving you into success. Loving you into whatever it is that you want. I'm going to do that. If it's my nieces, my nephews, my godchildren, if he got children, the children hit the lottery, because I want to love them into their success. Brother Jamil said, I can dance, but I ain't mad at y'all because you can't. That's like, I can't pop my fingers. But you know what I found out the other day from my cousin? She told me that my paternal grandmother couldn't pop her fingers either. So that's another requirement. A man has to be able to pop his finger. But anyway, be happy for the hater and genuinely mean it. Just be happy for him. See, you got to exist in the space of so much powerful love. And see, powerful love don't mean that you a punk. See, a person with powerful love, you don't really want to mess with them. Because they going to get you, they might whip you in the name of love. I was going to say it in a less civilized way, but I'm going to say it the right way. Brother Lamont said he can pop his fingers and whistle. Okay. Go ahead, Brother Lamont. All right, number 10. Be the best that you can be. Be the best that you can be. I talk about practicing granular levels of integrity, the love in the detail, the way that you do whatever it is that you do it to the best of your ability. You should be existing at levels of perfection that are godlike. That's what I pray for. When I'm doing something, I said, Allah, bless me with godlike levels of protection. Bless me to function on a godlike level. A godlike level, I think I said that wrong. Godlike levels of protection, but that's true too. But godlike levels of detail. When I'm sitting there looking at what we have to do to complete the Elijah Muhammad house, I am praying for godlike levels of detail. Godlike levels of detail. If I send you a gift, good, I'm going to put some godlike levels of thought into it to the best of my ability. It's about functioning on that godlike level. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Because sometimes we forget. See, I used to ask my staff all the time, who are you when no one's looking? See, because when ain't nobody looking, we take our clothes off and throw them on the floor. We throw the trash. We just leave the trash anywhere. We go to bed with our kitchen messed up because ain't nobody looking. But see, when somebody come over, now you want to clean up. Now you want to put the trash up. Now you want to do all this other stuff. But see, you got to stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Practice those levels of perfection. Practice those levels of perfection. Some of us leave the house and we look like a schlumpadinka. Heard Oprah say that. We just look a mess. We say, I'm just running to the store. I'm not saying you got to get dressed up to go to the store, but you don't know who you're going to meet in the store. You don't know who you're going to see in the store. I know people who fly on the plane and they put their bonnet on and they got they old pajamas on and some house shoes and they ready to get on there and go to sleep. You don't know who you're going to meet on the plane. You don't know who's going to treat you a certain way because you see yourself a certain way. There's this joke that my business partner in Maryland, Dr. Dormo, and I have, where he always says, he says, Wendy, you know, when I get in your car, it's like I just went into this magical space. It smells good and it's clean and the temperature's right. Or he'll say, I walk in your house, it's like, oh my God, I'm in some kind of space. And so he always laughs because when we would travel, especially internationally, we get to the checkout and he'd be like, I'm already knowing what she got, the palatial suite up on the penthouse level. And he used to say, is it a Muslim thing? What is it? And I said, you know what? You just have to know who you are. And when you know who you are, you exude that energy. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Willie. When you know who you are, you exude that energy. Brother Lamont said, grandmother taught us to dress up to travel unless somewhere tropical. Look, I may not dress all the way up, but I'm looking good. You see me, you're going to be like, oh, that's somebody special right there. So where are your levels of presentation? How are you presenting yourself? Sometimes I get up and I go to a construction site. It's dusty, it's dirty, but I try to make sure something about me says who I am. And when I say who I am, in terms of me defining who I am and that level of perfection that I'm seeking. So you have to know who you are. So instead of buying into this whole social media concept of how do I repel the envier, follow those steps to make sure you don't become one of the envious and jealous person. And it's easy to do. See, you got to get off your high horse. Let your ego go. Because we are living in a world where millions of dollars are being spent on a day to day by day basis, hour by hour, just to get you to compare yourself to somebody else to make you think you need something that they're suggesting to you. See, once I get you in that comparison and I say, you see, you can look like that sister if you buy this. Look at Beyonce. You can have her skin if you take these pills. Look at Idris Elba. You can do this if you dye your hair, if you do that. It's all these different comparisons. And so these products that are being sold to us are not to solve a problem like we talk about as conscious entrepreneurs, where we're introducing much needed goods and services into our community. They're creating a problem through comparing you with something that you can never achieve and then offering you a product that you buy over and over and over again. That is what's creating sort of this haterism, this envious type of environment that we live in. So how do we avoid that? We talked about that. We talked about gratitude. We talked about lack of comparison. We talked about being authentic. We talked about adjusting our vibrational levels so that we line up with whatever it is that we want. You first got to figure out what's the vibration of what I want. And you figure out vibration. You measure vibration by your thoughts. We're going to talk about that on the New Year's Eve manifestation party. How to use your thoughts to measure your vibration. But we live in this social media world. And we have to have these tools in our tool belts. Why? Because it's designed to make us compare ourselves to one another, to make us feel insecure. So when you find yourself feeling like that, assalamu alaikum, Sister Mariam, Dr. Farrakhan, that's one of my goddaughters. I got two goddaughters, Mariam and Sister Medina, Sister Lisa's daughter. I got some successful goddaughters, don't I? Anyway, listen, don't forget, register for the Manifestation Masterclass for New Year's Eve, 7 p.m. Central Time. And make sure that you tell somebody about it. And make sure, and Alita was writing down in the chat the things that you can do to make sure that you don't become envious, jealous, and a hater. Don't focus on the haters. We're going to follow the psychology of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the psychology of Islam that was introduced here in the beginning of this talk. We're going to follow that psychology. What we really are going to do is focus on ourselves, because the best thing we can do about the envious and jealous people is to not become one of them. And you got to go in and dissect your mind. And the number one root of that is lack of gratitude, not being yourself, and comparing yourself to other people. See, that's Yakub's tricknology right there. It's a grafting process. Y'all have heard me talk about this whole grafting process all the time. They're just grafting you away, comparing you. Light against dark, old against young. I'm going to keep saying that until y'all get it. So if you catch yourself, if you're an older person, you catch yourself hating on younger people, stop it. Because you was that one day. And you don't want them hating on you. Because you can't see, because you can't drive at night, because you can't do the things that you used to do. You can't dunk the ball no more. You can't run like you used to. You don't want them hating on you. So don't hate on them. I always said, I want to be the type of big sister or auntie that they know they can come to if they need some help. They already got to know, I'm facing some challenge. Let me go see my auntie because we're going to knock this out. That's the kind of person we should be striving to be. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. We got about a minute left. Don't forget, we need your support. You all, if you want to be sponsors of the Elijah Muhammad House, just send me an email, sajdahhouse@gmail.com. I'll let you know, or DM me, and I'll let you know what sponsorship opportunities are available. And I'll send you one of our sponsorship gifts. You all see some of the videos that some of our sponsors have posted. I'm so excited about that. Also, if you can't afford a sponsorship level, please support us with the purchase of a commemorative Elijah coin. Go to sajdahhouse.com. Use the discount code HEM4847 and you'll get the coin for $375. I'm determined to do this based on cooperative economics. I put my all into this. I'm that person on the gambling table that just pushed all my chips over on Elijah and the minister. And so I ask you to join me and support me in that mission. Get a coin, make a donation. If you say I can't afford to be a sponsor, then just cash app a donation. Cash app mode today. Cash app a donation. $5, $10. We appreciate it. And some people say, well, why are they trying to sell so many coins? Because we get big bills over here. These bills to restore the messenger home are like $100,000 bills, $200,000 bills. There ain't no $1,500. Let me just tweak some pipes. No. They hit me up, $100,000, $200,000. But that's okay, because our messenger is worth that and then some. So peace and blessings, family. Inshallah, you all will get yourself registered for the New Year's Eve manifestation class. Me and my special guest, we're going to bring it. Let's make 2022. Let's start focusing on that now. The best year ever. So peace and blessings, family. And I'm out of here. Peace. We don't even have time for no music. All right. Peace. Thank you, everybody.